We're very happy to have our next guest back on the program, the wonderful and talented Barnes Courtney. Welcome back.
Oh man, I'm happy to be back.
To San Francisco.
I know, right? City of dreams and rice treats.
Rice treats, indeed. Did you see a lot around here?
No. I was just spitballing. I don't even know what you're famous for.
Oh, the buildings that aren't architecturally sound, so they are.
That's good to know. That's the main reason I come. I just love places with architecturally sound buildings. That's like the big draw for me.
There's two of them now. There's the one that's the Millennium Tower where it's already leaning 16 inches. And then there's a terminal for mass transit that found a huge crack this past week.
Oh my God! So you're being sarcastic. So they're not safe at all.
No.
Oh my God.
We're creating our own leaning tower of Pisa.
But you'd think that in a place where you get so many earthquakes and you have these like historic disasters, that people would be like, we should probably sort the out and make sure that our buildings don't fall down.
You would think.
But no, they just.
But greed and politicians and all that stuff.
Really? I don't want to get too deep into like architectural nuance here.
I'm not kidding. Like Joe Montana, the famous football player, the 49ers, had a condo in that 16-inch Millennium Tower leaning thing, and he was livid. I think he sold it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. I have my own personal beliefs about old San Francisco and the Manhattanization of it all. It's just, in my personal opinion, I don't like it. I like old San Francisco, but I understand the need to change and all that stuff. And gentrification, you can't stop, which is fine, but do we need to put all these tall buildings on earthquake
You're right, I just hate poor
country?
People. I'm with you. I think being poor is immoral. I don't like poor people. No, that's not how I...
Barnes Courtney just said he doesn't like poor people.
You could really like ruin my whole career by just cutting that segment out.
Speaking of poor people, you were once poor.
Yeah, I'm still poor. I'm still very poor, but not as bad as I was before.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I love all the articles that have been written about you over the last year since you released your debut, The Attraction of Youth, where a lot of people have said, oh, this is his second chance, this is his opportunity, and he was eating kale and sardines out of a can for ages, and look at him now and all these things. Are you still eating sardines out of a can just to be...
Yeah, but just to be edgy, because I get to say it to, people in interviews now.
Yeah.
They don't know if you know, I eat nothing but sardines, and my skin is fantastic.
It is. It's glowing right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You are very
It's
kind.
omega-3s, fish, very good.
Well, I was lying, but thank you for saying that anyway.
Yeah. No, you haven't changed except for the hair in the last 2 years.
No, I've become all like, wizened and weathered from like travels on the road. Are you serious? I was looking at a picture of myself just the other day. I'm like an old sort of, shallow husk of my former self.
Are you really that concerned about your appearance?
No, I mean, obviously I don't care. I'm fucking Barnes Courtney. I'm super rock and roll. I don't give a No.
Yeah. But you've been doing a lot of things over the last...
I've been doing a lot of stuff, and that's
what... So it ages
That's
you,
what ladies
right?
need to understand. I know. I know that my face has become sallow and full of the horrors of the road, but I've been doing stuff. I've been trying to make music and create.
You talked about your buddy from way back elementary school, and Pokemon and things, and so obviously that is mentioned quite a bit in your latest single, 99.
Yeah.
How fast was that easy to write? It seems like such a throwback, such a...
I guess I was pretty worried about the second record because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to write without this enormous depression like welled up inside me. Because being at rock bottom is a very energetic state to be in, actually. There's a lot of energy in like complete and utter failure because there's nowhere else to go but up. And you have a lot of emotions and it's very intense and you can use that as fuel. So I got to this point where I was quite concerned, well, do I have anything to say if it's not about that? And I got into the, I want to say studio, but I record all my records in my friend's bedroom. And he was making these beats kind of like similar to the last record. And I just thought, let's just kind of write whatever comes out, like no matter how different or ridiculous, and we'll sort of look at it all later and see where it sits. And I think like one of the first things that we did was this stupid rap that was like Nintendo, Atari, Sega's my Ferrari. And like we were both cracking up because it's so stupid. And we thought it was really, really funny. And that kind of became the first single.
Is this already part of a full piece of work? Like, did you guys just continue writing a whole batch of songs and album coming out?
It's funny because, you know, like I was trying to see how much I could get away with the record label because it's my second album. And I was like, I need a chateau in wine country in Carmel. Just like, I didn't really expect them to do it. And they did it. And I was out there in this like chateau and like, you know.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I'm serious, yeah. I thought I may as well
ask.
Yeah. And see. And I didn't write anything for the whole month that I was there.
Oh no.
Like nothing. I just got really drunk on really fancy wine and drove a golf cart into a fountain, and that was like the most that happened. And I guess I realized that part of what I was talking about with trying to dig into what is really going on in yourself relates to the place that you are when you're writing. And Bowie talks about this a lot, about how important where you are physically is to your process and how much it's influenced by that. And I guess like being in that chateau and I don't know, it was just like, you know, the subtext is like, I'm the greatest artist in the world, I've made millions of dollars and I have all these vineyards and wineries, I don't need to do anything.
You have your own personal golf cart.
Yeah, exactly. And then in Peterborough, where Sam lives, we actually had to go in with his parents because we were getting noise complaints from his neighbors. So I'm like in his parents' house that I haven't been in since we were 18-year-old kids. Like, you know, it's raining sideways, it's dark every day. And I was like, I really need to write some music. And it was great, and it really took me back to that time when we first met. So I think a lot of the record ended up being about this strange ritual of growing up, you know, becoming an adult. The bizarre formalization of fun that we seem to need to go through as we age. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough anymore just to kind of ride around the neighborhood on your bike with your friends. You can't do that. You have to like put on the latex outfit if you're an adult. You want to go biking with some other adults, and you have to have the like special route planned out and the watch. And like, it's just, we make things dull, and I don't understand why. It's not necessary. So a lot of the songs ended up being in that kind of vein.
I really am a fan of your music, and even more so a fan of you.
That's the nicest thing anybody said to me all month.
I'm dead to real here. You're one of the most realist artists that we have had on this program that I've met. And
I'm very good at sort of like pushing my inner asshole deep down inside myself and expressing it in other ways. You know, like kicking pigeons when no one's looking.
Well,
or,
hopefully we'll do enough of these.
Throwing sand in the eyes of a homeless man.
I hope that we do more of these so that you can just feel free to become that jerk that you really are.
Become the real jerk inside.
That's right.
I love hanging out with you guys. We had a great time last time I was here.
We did.
At the rickshaw.
That's right.
So.
We did a lot of bum touching and things, and perhaps a little more of that after the cameras are rolling.
There are over 40 rooms in this venue.
There are.
And not all of them are occupied.
Well, we'll have to kick some people out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Good to see you. The wonderful Barnes Courtney. You're watching B-Sides On Air.